Hello everyone and welcome to this video where we are going to go through each room in the zoo so we can see what animals we can find here in Isla Sinaloa. Now I already donated every single animal, so we'll be looking at every single one from each area. That is the aquarium, which is the ones you can fish with your fishing rod, the oceanic aquarium, which is the ones that you can get swimming with your wetsuit, and the insect park, which is the area where you donate insects, pretty much catch with the net, with the insect net. So let's go ahead and start here with the insects. And we'll see what kind of creatures we can find here. So I think something that's important to mention is that you'll find them in most of the times in areas like this first part is seems like to be related to bees. So for sure we're going to be seeing some bees, maybe wasps, and could be another one, maybe a yellow jacket. So let's see the information that we have here. So the first one is the bumblebee. You'll notice that besides the image of the insect, you'll see the name, and you will also see a small description or information. Sometimes you'll see some kind of joke in there, or just useful or interesting information. So let's see what we can see here with the bumblebee. So it says that while they do not transform into cars, they are very important to agriculture pollination. Alright, so there's a clear reference to a movie, or even a character rather, from a very important or a big franchise. I guess you know which one it is. This one is a honeybee, and what we see here is that flowers are full of honey, but only the humble honeybee know how to collect it. So, in a way, they get the pollen, and I don't really know what happens when they bring it back to the hive and they do something with it. I guess that's, part of the interesting uh, phases, or, things that nature actually do. This is the hornet, and the wing structure of the hornet in relation to its weight is not suitable for flight, but they do not know this and fly anyway. You know, this of course is, a small joke, but something we can take away from that is that, sometimes things will not make sense, but doesn't mean that they cannot be done, or that you cannot do, something you're trying to do. So I think it's a important message. These are the yellow jacket, and it says here that while harsh words can really sting, yellow jackets can really sting harshly. I've only been stung by bees, and I think once I stepped on one, of course, while I wasn't wearing any shoes. So I know how painful it can be, but I've never been stung by that creature. The wasp did not kill a single wasp, for then 100 more will come to its funeral. And most likely, I'll be guessing that, they will go to the funeral after they are done with you, so be careful with that. These flies perform the Gangnam style like nothing you've ever seen. So I think we can maybe spot a move or two just by looking at them right here. Right, moving on. So I think this is it for the bees kind of section. Not sure if they have another name, but it seems like we're going into the flies. At least pleasing, I guess, area, but they exist. So let's learn a little bit about them. This is a horsefly, and while a horse can fly, a bite from a horsefly can make a horse give it a good try. So another, keeping the trend of painful animals. Insects it is very hard to love them, because they either look, in a way that unpleasing, I will say, but also they sometimes have very nasty qualities, I would say. This is the robber fly. Whenever something goes missing and I don't know why, I am almost always sure it was a robber fly. Do you think this was made like a verse by accident? Maybe not. Looks quite, it sounds very poetic. Let's continue here with this one here. This is a house fly, so you catch more flies with honey than with vinegar, but you can catch even more than that with horse manure. I never tried it, but I'm pretty sure it's accurate because, houseflies are very, very disgusting. These are the fruit flies. Two fruit flies are out on a date. They ate the date until it was very late. Right? So I think definitely the previous one was made. It rhymed. It was not an accident because we found another one here. Fruit flies, I'm okay with them. They're just a little bit annoying, but other than that, not as disgusting as the other ones. A hoverfly. Unknown to many, hoverfly are important pollinators of flowering plants in many ecosystems worldwide. That's interesting, and also something that I find interesting is that there are some plants that their pollinators are actually flies, and the smell they produce, it's very foul. So it's interesting how some plants just won't compete with flowers, attracting some pollinators like bees or some other insects or birds, and this one just like that other, it's like the carnivore plants, like some sort of them. That's very interesting. Now we're in the ladybug section, and we found the yellow ladybug. Yellow ladybugs are kind of like an untrained dog. Inside, they can emit a terrible odor and leave large yellow stains. Yes, I mean, unfortunately, I do not have any dogs, and I say fortunately because it's just sometime I don't want to spend dealing with that exact description. This is the 7-spot ladybug. They say these are the luckiest of all ladybugs. They are linked with luck in love, relationships, healing, and newness in life. I think these are very special insects because I will say, I will tell you, my wife hates pretty much every single insect, but these ones she finds very cute. So I think that's kind of a unique. We have now the Halloween ladybug. The Halloween ladybug is called this because it often invades home in October. And the colors are pretty close to Halloween, ornaments as well. Could have been a little bit more orange than yellow, but still looks kind of cool. This is the Harmonia ladybug. This lucky little ladybug has landed here to stay, to make our zoo pretty and brighten up our day. Alright, so this is the first section. You can see that, like I say, it's kind of separated in groups, so we'll see what other things we can find. And you can see now that we have two different, let's say, areas still within the zoo. So we have that door and we have this one over here. So I think I'm going to start or continue the tour with this exit here. Alright, so let's see what can we find here. Now it seems that some of these animals might be, let's see, I can't really take a guess. I'm not an, hey, we have some one that got away. We have a runner. Maybe it's just within the other side of the wall. Alright, so let's see, what do we have here. This is a snake fly. I would much rather see a snake fly than see a Namibian flying snake. I do agree with that. Snakes can be very nasty. Luckily, we don't have those type of animals here. We only have insects. Like, some of them might be, a little bit dangerous, but snakes are on a whole different level. This is a long-nosed weevil. I had a long-nosed weevil and a straight snout weevil. You must always choose the lesser of two weevils. That's a very sage advice, very interesting to remember. Now this is a mosquito. A mosquito bit me 8 times. That is why I call a mosquito bite. Huh. I guess I'm not very okay. So mosquito bit me 8 times. That is what I call a mosquito bite. So definitely a systems or capacity joke. I don't know how to say it. I'm not versed in that language, but I think I get it. Mayfly. Mayfly spent a year waiting their birth, and then most died after leaving just one day. What a day it is. I'm very sure of that. I mean, we all can agree that some moments, or during the day, sometimes one thing can last longer. Apparently, like they say, if you're falling, I mean, it's a very um, ominous reference, but if you're falling from a very higher place, even though it takes just like maybe 5 seconds or something like that, like to you, it feels like it's just more time than that. And of course, being at school is something that we all can remember, and when you're having fun, just well, time goes flying. So maybe, those that may further don't have that bad. This is the earwig. I know someone who had an earwig in their ear. Fortunately, it eventually crawled out on the other side. I'm not sure if that's fortunately, but at least they got rid of the bug. This is the carpenter ant. These foraging ants construct extensive tunnel systems, often in wood, that they chew and turn into sawdust-like material. Like ants, I think are one of the most interesting animals that we have uh, with us. They are very smart and they work a lot. And if we would ever find them like on our same size, we would be very, very much done. This is a walking stick. We're in the stickiest situation since Sticky the Stick is an insect got stuck on a sticky stalk sticking out of the stump. I hope I did that right. It was a little bit hard for me. Now let's see what else we have here. This is the green darner dragonfly. The dragonfly brings a dream to reality and is the messenger of wisdom and enlightenment from other realms. That's pretty cool to have that description. Like often dragonflies, they have some weird patterns when they're flying, so it's a little bit scary to be around them. But they are very unique in their form, compared to other insects that you daily um, live with, or I guess find in your daily life. So I think they're pretty cool. This is the blue dasher dragonfly. These dashing dragonflies are carnivorous and are capable of eating hundreds of insects every day. See what we have. It says that this area is a cricket's area, maybe something here. Okay, just trying to see the layout to see where should we go next. Okay, I think I want to go here, then just turn that way and continue on the other part. This is the shieldback katydid, something like that. While the shield on their back gives them a fierce demeanor, these are very gentle creatures and make great pets. Right? I think I've never known anyone with insect pets. I have heard that roasted locusts eaten at night bring dangerous dreams. Again, I'm not sure who this information we're taken from, but if these are done by Katrina, she must have some quite interesting experiences. Maybe there's a joke. There's a joke that I couldn't get. This is a lubber grasshopper. I've never seen one of these grasshoppers eat at sea. I think they must be landlubbers. Of course. There's a... I mean, that got me for a couple of seconds, but then I just noticed the lubber. Wordplay. A meadow grasshopper. Grasshopper in the mouth is worth two in the grass. The meadow grasshopper is an excellent source of protein and essential amino acids. Now, being from Mexico, I gotta say that I've seen this, not in the state that I live in, but some other places in the country, people will eat, I I think grasshoppers might be the same species that this one. And it's very interesting how people, can find things to eat, even they are not pretty, or if they prepare them in a way, I guess they can taste good. But I've never tried any. These are thrips. Many of the near invisible thrip species are pests of important crops. They feed on plants by puncturing and sucking up the contents. Right, so I think I've never seen those either, so now I'm learning something. This is the fire ant. These are the ants that you don't want in your pants. Not that I would like other ants in my pants either. Yeah, I heard the bite of those is very, very nasty. There's the pharaoh ant. While pharaoh ants do not build pyramids, each colony contains many queens, leading to unique caste interactions and colony dynamics. So again, ants are very interesting animals, and I've heard as well that they've been, stuck in some sort of world war. If you have some time to check into that, that's very interesting. So, but I digress. I don't think I have enough information to share about that. This is the praying mantis, and the praying mantis female eats its mate after mating. Nobody tell them you can't have your mate and eat it too. Yes, I think one of the most famous information about insects. I think some spiders do that as well, like black widow. But mantis for sure will have that, information or trivia widely known. This is a cockroach. Can you see the beauty in this cockroach? In a cockroach, that would make one of us, of course. The big bad, big bad evil guy from the insects. Not because of what they do. I mean, I think they do carry diseases and some kind of, horrible things, but just being near one, it is enough to, make you, well, at least make me very uneasy about just being near them. This is a stag beetle. They throw the best parties, but no females ever show up. I think I'm missing this one. Stag. But something I gotta say is I really like these insects. They are very interesting. Like the way they are. They have their horns. This is a fire-colored beetle. While they don't burn trees down, they do love eating the wood of decaying trees. And I think something that this is something I'm not sure now, but I think cockroaches, going back at them, I don't know why, but going back at them, I think they're just beetles, like a type of beetle. But many beetles are not as, ugly or bad as the cockroaches for some reason. Now with the more crickets, or it says here the camel cricket, unlike other crickets, camel crickets do not chirp or have wings. Like most of teenagers, they only come out at night. Mormon cricket, although flightless, the Mormon cricket can travel up to 2 kilometers a day unless a gull eats him first. This is despite their name, these insects are neither true crickets nor are they native to Jerusalem. Confusing, right? The house cricket. The house cricket is an edible insect, dry roasted or deep fried. They have a superior taste and texture to other crickets. Now it's a little bit funny how some people, actually take the time to compare them. I'm going to go back to the other room. I'm not sure where that area is going to take me, so I'd rather just make sure that we're still within the insects area, and then we'll return. So let's just check real quick. As you can see, the zoo is pretty big. There are many things we can donate, and so I want to see what's behind here. First, I think this is the prettier section, and I just want to check real quick if this is connected to another area. No, okay, so it was a good thing that we returned. Let's start with this, and then we will work our way outside of this area. Now this is the Colorado potato beetle. All they ever ask if they can have fries with that. It's a little bit redundant, but you know, everyone loves fries, and potatoes are I think they've been blessed as a edible thing. I want to. It's not a plant. It's not a fruit. I lost to the word of what they are. But at this moment, I mean, of course I know it. But okay, let's just move on with more insects. This is a golden emperor cicada. The cicada thing. They are so superior to the rest of the cicadas. They still have no clothes, right? Like the emperor of the tail. Bladder cicada. The large hollow abdomen of male bladder cicadas helps them to produce a deep frog-like sound. Their call lasts up to half an hour. So it might be very annoying to be living near, you know, a nest of those or a hive. This is another cicada. This is a masked devil. When not fighting criminals in Hell's Kitchen, they perform a lovely music ensemble. Blue moon cicada. Blue moon is a good nickname for the cicadas because they are rare and only found in, idiomatically speaking, once in a blue moon. They look pretty cool. Like that color, it's very interesting. I think we have two of the most interesting cicadas here, with some intense coloring. And between the two of them, very nice contrast. This is a moth. We respectfully ask that you do not burn any candles while you are in this area. Monarch butterfly. The only butterfly to migrate like birds is the monarch butterfly. Some fly as far as 3,000 miles to reach their winter homes. Leafwing butterfly. Their underwing coloration helps them resemble a dead leaf when they are at rest, as they keep their wings closed. This is something also very interesting among, you know, the insects. They sometimes have very good camouflage. This is the Coleus viscoides butterfly. Butterflies are like flying flowers, or maybe flowers are like feathered butterflies. Maybe some can be, you know, like each one, like half and half, by working absolutes. This is a clouded yellow butterfly. An extraordinary number of eggs, up to 600, are laid from a single female. As caterpillars, they have 4 mouths. That is a lot of mouths to feed. That's pretty interesting. And it certainly takes, you know, a spin on the phrase having mouths to feed. Black sallow-tailed butterfly. If nothing ever changed, then there will be no such thing as butterflies. Okay. And I think that's the end of the butterfly section. So let's just continue. I want to check back because I feel, might be wrong, but I feel that we will be stepping into the fish area. Alright, so this is a whole new section. As you can see, we don't have insects anymore, and we can start reviewing or, you know, checking the names of this fish. This is the piranha, and the fact is that these aren't as dangerous as described in the media, like movies and TV. There's also a fact that we're still scared of them. Like, I wouldn't willingly swim in a lake or river with piranhas. That's true. This is the black crappie. Black crappies are very easy to spot. Just look out for the spots. So we can see here a couple of black crappies swimming there. Here we have the tuna. What's the difference between a piano and a fish? You can tune a piano, but you can't tune a fish. That's very true. This one is the stripper. This fish might or might not be wearing pajamas, but we won't judge. It is very cool how many animals, and in this case fish, will have different patterns, and that make them like get their name most of the times. This is the clownfish. Why did the shark spit out the clownfish? because he tasted funny. This is the yellowtail wrasse, or honestly, I don't know how to pronounce this one. Wrasse, I guess. Yellowtail wrasse are known to wear different colors as they mature. They have a keen eye for fashion and what's in for the season. Again, another, interesting fact about fish or animals that they will often like get very colorful. In this case, skin, but some other times they get some colorful feathers or some other traits to, I think most of the times, find a partner or survive. This is the blue marlin. Marlins are among the fastest marine swimmers. It looks like these two were not quite fast enough. This is another one with the same name, wrasse, or I guess. Bird wrasse. The bird wrasse will appear from nowhere and dart in at the hint of food. Kind of like everyone in the house when the pizza shows up. Tell me about it. So, I think it's very interesting how, different tactics are used by different animals. And in this case, I'm guessing this fish can swim fast, so we'll try to steal the food of other fish. This is the bonefish, and it says, "I'm not lazy, I'm just bone tired. I bet that won't tickle your funny bone." I've got a skeleton of these jokes. I wonder if these are still like made by Katrina. Seems to be enjoying herself when doing this plaques. Whenever we hang out, I end up depressed as they usually just feel so blue. That's the bluefish. Can we continue? No. Alright, so we're good. And here is the mahi mahi. What swims and is highly dangerous? A mahi mahi with a hand grenade. Which I guess would be attached because they don't have any hands. This is the bull shark. This bull shark just signed a 10-year contract with the professional basketball team. Stingray. It's a deadly stingray. Let's poke it with the stick and see what happens. Most of the times a bad idea, I would say. This is the scallop hammerhead. They are one of the few animals that can tan from sun exposure. Cool summer luck. Nailed it. There's like 2 jokes in there, so hope you enjoyed them. The halibut. It is very hard to not feel like something is out of place. Halibuts learn to love each other for who they are. Something interesting about this fish is that they have sides on both on the same side. Like that's why they get this crazy like head, I would say. This is a snook. They have been found to occasionally engage in cannibalism. Fortunately for our exhibit, this behavior is very rare. Harpoon sometimes rise to the surface and take gulps of air. Maybe they haven't heard that life is better under the sea. The long-nosed butterfly fish. This fish is often found eavesdropping on conversation. Can't help being so nosy. This is the Moorish idol. It was once known only as Moorish, but ever since its participation in a popular singing show, things changed. Now it's an idol. Good for him. Permit. Permit. I don't need no stinking permit. One of the things we kind of hate, I think, everyone like trying to like going for documentation and stuff to be in places, or I guess that's what permits do. Why is the redfish always blushing? Because it saw the ocean's bottom. Quite adventurous fish. This is the eel, and eels are nocturnal and follow underground trends. They literally live in pits underground. So they must be very hip. Did we check this? I think we didn't. Okay, so we'll continue with this and then return there. This is the Empress angelfish, a very popular fish amongst photographers. artist in Aquarius because of its unique, brilliant patterns. I'm sure because of his personality too. Carp has long suffered from poor reputation as undesirable for angling or the table. It is a conspiracy they started. It's a lucky thing to be when, people fish and you are undesirable. Like, that's when it actually, it's, it's a good thing. This is the perch. When looking through a microscope, their scales look like a plate with growth rings and spikes on top edges. Mind blowing. For sure. Like a lot of things we can see in animals are mind blowing. The way they adapt and their traits is just amazing most of the time. So you study each one of them. This is the brown trout. For many decades, almost every angling author will write specifically about brown trouts. They still brag about that every time they can. I'll be very, I guess, proud fish if most anglers would write about me. This is a muskie. Why are muskies smarter than people? Ever see a muskie spend fortune trying to catch a human? I've never seen that. This is a rainbow trout. Something neat about this fish is that you'll find a pot of gold near it, but it's tiny, making it easy to miss. And I guess fall as well. Like if it'll be fun if every single rainbow trout will be born with a tiny gold pot, but since they're in the water, it simply just falls to the bottom. Brown trout are so gullible they fall for things hooked, like line. Okay, I think I went bad at this one. So these are so gullible. They fall for things hook, line, and sinker. This is a lake trout. A word to the wise is stop. Think. Ask yourself, exactly what would a garden worm be doing in the middle of a lake? Of course, I mean, that's something interesting that these worms are used as bait. And I don't think they find, like fish will find these bugs or worms like normally, but maybe it's just the movement. This is a walleye. We have a popular catchphrase, Isla. The steelhead trout. Some fish steal wallets, some fish steal hearts, some steal heads. That's very odd. Catfish. Have you ever seen a catfish? I always wonder how they hold the poles. Oh, I get it. It took me a while. So they're fishing as well. Well, all right. So this is it for the room. I think we can have a last glance. And again, it's interesting. I think most of the things that we can find here and written in the plaques is just some sort of a, that was a small piece of information or just a random comment. But anything that will get you close to study or learn more about fish or animals in general, I think it's always a good idea. So if you are curious about more fish, maybe try looking some more into them. Okay, so this is another room. We can find more fish here. So I want to get a layout of the room to try to see how are we going to navigate this area. And as you can see, it is connected here to the main area. So this is going to be the the other type of fish that we can get, or like sea creatures. So I think we can start from the middle and then just go all the way around it. This is a three-row sea cucumber. A cucumber. Despite their name, they taste nothing like cucumbers and don't belong in a salad. Like sea cucumbers are very weird because I think the way they attack is by throwing out their intestines and like organs. It's a very weird way to protect yourself. This is a loggerhead turtle. People try to negotiate with them, but they always eat and at loggerheads. Green turtle. They spend their lives traveling. They really go with the flow. Ken Riley turtle. This is the smallest of all sea turtles, a species, and the world's most endangered sea turtles. So I think here's important to mention, no special joke or anything, just, make conscious about turtles, and if there's something you can do, just, try to do that. And so you don't endanger them even more. This is the flatback turtle. The coolest thing you can know about the sea turtles is that they can eat jellyfish as if it was a spaghetti. They have very interesting throats, the turtles, or at least those that eat jellyfish, that protects them from the body of the jellyfish. So that's very interesting to see. Barnacle. They will always stick around when you need them. Amazingly, they have numerous predators. Yuck. Pacific seahorse. They think they're so much cooler than their East Coast cousins. Pygmy seahorse. As if seahorses weren't cute enough, just look at their tiny little fins. So these are even smaller ones. Sea dragon. The mighty sea dragon can grow up to 45 centimeters, that's 18 inches, for a seahorse. That's huge. And I think it's something important and worth mentioning about the seahorse is that I've seen that these are like the worst type of fish. Like they do nothing. Like they literally just have a tail to keep themselves wrapped to things like this, like some kind of branches or I guess stones or plants. So currents will not just drag them along. So that's all they do, just keep themselves entangled with their tails. This is the sawfish. I once saw a fish. Was it a sawfish in the fish that I saw? One of these are hard. The big belly seahorse. They do not chew. That is the key to keeping their pure guts intact. Red frog crab. This crab self-identifies as a red frog. Crab legs, frog legs, either way, delicious. Yeah, maybe if you are going to select another type of animal to be considered as, try to go with something that is not also eaten by people. The king crab, please address them as your majesty or they will snap at you. Blue crab. Some crabs are red, some crabs are blue. This crab is happy it met you. The snow crab. Snow crabs love cold water, beautiful sunsets, and long walks on the ocean floor. Blue angel slug. They may look like little angels, but they actually have an incredible painful sting. Something that I mentioned before, like animals will have the craziest of defenses, or you will not think that a smaller creature can be so deadly sometimes. This is the Rona albolineata. They are simultaneous hermaphrodites, meaning when they mate, they both act simultaneously as male and female. Spanish shoal. This is the only sea slug rocking an orange mohawk. Their parents think it's just a face. Janulus fuscus. Even though this sea slug is semi-translucent, its intentions are still unclear. So not everything that is translucent is an opaque. Manta ray. These are found in warm subtropical and tropical waters and can grow up to 7 meters, 23 feet in width. It can be very, very big. Spotted eagle ray. Fly like an eagle into the sea. Fly like an eagle, let their spirit carry me. I think this is also a song that remind you one as well. This is a sea cockroach. As if it's not bad enough that they always show up in my home, we also kind of see them at the sea. Horseshoe crab. If horseshoes are so lucky, I wonder how they ended up here. Crystal jellyfish. These creatures lack not only bones, but heads, hearts, and brains. How are they even alive? So jellyfish is one of the most interesting creatures because, like that said, they don't have many things and still are considered alive. I think everyone has an aunt who wears a dress with the same pattern. I think so too. Flower hat jellyfish. They are so beautiful, and I want to wear one. They are so beautiful that I want to wear one. Coolest hat ever. I think it goes well with the dress of the aunt that we just saw. Bloody belly, come jelly. Brilliant and seemingly glowing, I hate to think about what is in their blood red stomachs. Yeah, this one is not as pretty as the other. I mean, it looks cool, but it's so, I guess, like it looks kind of gory in a way. The mimic octopus. They can imitate different animals to elude their predators. Their Elvis Presley impression is also spot on. Flapjack octopus. Whomever named this octopus must have skipped breakfast. I don't think they look anything like flapjacks. Dumbo octopus. This used to work as a famous circus performer. We can see they have some kind of an ear. A coconut octopus is not nuts. This small octopuses gather coconut shells and use them for shelter. And I heard that's a very cool thing because that means that they use tools. So that makes them one of the most intelligent animals. Like maybe top 10, top 5, something like that, because not every single animal can use tools. That's very cool. This is the electric ray. You might find this shocking, but the electric ray can use electricity to stun their prey. And I think that'll be it for this section. Again, we see several animals, and let's see if there's anything else. Alright, so now that'll be the whole aquarium. There are many things that you can see, many insects, many sea creatures, like both that you can fish or that you can collect when you're swimming. And I'd like to encourage you to actually just try to complete the museum. You can show them around to your friends, and even get to learn something about them. Like even just knowing the name and having an idea of how they look is very important. And you can just follow up with some more information. What we can find here is mostly, some funny comments, I guess, or just small pieces of information. But you can always look further, try to look for maybe pictures of the animal, so you can have a reference of real life. And as you do that, you'll be learning more and just expanding your knowledge about things in life, and that's always very important as well. So that's going to be it for me. We will see you in another video. We still need to review or visit the garden, so we're going to see more in this case flowers, and that'll be in a different video. So until then, goodbye.